What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Rookies Season 1, episode, what's this, episode 4? 3, 4? Look. Episode 4. Look. Let's get to it. I got a lot to say about this episode. Okay, I got a lot to say. First of all, Mac is getting his hair done. He talking about he was in a relationship. The person was obsessive, was clocking them and pulling up on them, and it was just too much. And he was getting his hair done, and so the stylist was, like, yeah, you gotta look out for them red flags. Okay, cool, yeah, all right, that was that. So then we see Fannin say he need to call Malcolm because, no, I'm sorry, Dior told us that the party was a success. The Moana themed birthday party for $5,000 for the 1-year-old. It went off well. He said his team came together and we saw some footage of it, and that was cute. It was cute. I still ain't paying that kind of money for no party for a 1-year-old who ain't gonna remember shit. Listen, a 1-year-old's birthday party is for the adults, okay? You don't need to have nothing for the 1-year-old except for like a personal cake that they ain't even gonna halfway eat because they barely even got teeth, okay? The party is for the adults. Make sure that the bar is stocked and the grill is hot. Got the electric slide queued up because before the night is over, somebody gonna be wobbling and shuffling. That's it. But it looked nice, Dior. It looked nice. Oh, before I forget, y'all make sure y'all join me back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be talking to Dior so I can get some insight on some things that went down tonight. Okay? I didn't even know because Markel wouldn't tell me who was fighting. I thought it was Glenn. Glenn, I owe you an apology, but I'm going to talk to you too, Glenn. But I thought Glenn was fighting. I don't know why I thought. Well, I do know why I thought Glenn was the one fighting. We're going to get to that, child. I'm skipping ahead. But y'all join me back here. And some of the Justice League is going to be up on the panel with me. And if y'all don't know who the Justice League is, y'all go back to my video where the Justice League came back together. It's in my thumbnail. Go ahead. Not now. Wait till I'm done with this. So, I feel like I'm all over the place with this review, but let me get focused. So that was that. Then we see Malcolm, Fannin calling Malcolm because he said he hadn't talked to Malcolm since the situation at the party and he left early. And he had a nerve to say that he don't think this group of friends is for him because they are boring. He said he was at the party and nobody was talking to him. Maybe nobody was talking to you because they was all sitting there trying to figure out why the fuck you walked in there with a goddamn dog. Maybe nobody was talking to you because they thought you was a little weird. Because they was trying to figure out what grown-ass man shows up to a party with a fucking dog. Unless it is a seeing eye dog, don't nobody need to show up with a dog. So maybe that's why nobody was talking to you. Maybe you were asking questions and they were looking at you crazy because they thought you was crazy. Because I know that's what I would have done. Like I said last week, you wouldn't even got in my house. But if I had been at a party and somebody walked in there with a dog, I would have probably been that person sitting on the couch looking at you crazy. And Fannin, I'm going to need you to do a better job of defending your people. Fannin talking about something. Well, he feel the way he feel and I respect his opinion. And he did. Let me take that back, because Fanny, you were like, well, I don't think they boring, whatever. But you should have checked him. You should have said, well, maybe my friends were looking at you crazy because you were invited. First of all, you were a +1. Let's remember, you didn't even have an invitation to this party, Malcolm. You were a +1. And then you asked the host if you could bring your dog, and the host said no, and you brought the dog anyway. So again, you making me look crazy in front of my friends. And then you got the nerve to say that they boring. All right, that's it. That's all I got for that. Moving on. So then we get to this wine tasting. First of all, Quan talking about something. I want to do something a little different than going to the club, so I'm going to do a wine tasting because I really like wine. And we get to this spot. I guess it's I don't know what it is. I don't know. A wine tasting situation. I don't know. But they got this swole dude standing in the corner talking about some. His name is Raphael, and he is the wine expert. Raphael, you ain't no damn wine expert. You somebody cousin that they asked you to be in that scene. Cause you, with that borrowed outfit on, cause that wasn't your size. Those couldn't have been your clothes, cause that wasn't your size. Where y'all get here from? Talking about we gonna start off with a red wine. What kind of red wine, Raul? Pinot Noir, Riesling. What year? What wine expert? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry if that's somebody's cousin. I'm sorry, but I was sitting here cracking up. I said, "What?" So they gonna say, "Well, did you pick these wines?" Dior gonna be Quan gonna say, "I picked the. I just know that they are black-owned winery." Dior was like, "But did you pick the wines?" He said, "Well, I mean, I know that they are black-owned winery, but did you pick the wines?" But shout out to y'all making sure that y'all was supporting the black business. Shout out for that. So anyway, Max shows up with his brand new hairdo. And it's a weird tension. I don't know. It's an awkward situation. I don't know if it's a weird tension because people was talking shit and people knew somebody was talking shit. I don't know if it was a weird tension because there's this weird thing going on between Quan and Solo, which we're gonna get. I mean, I keep saying Quan. Quan and Solo, which we're gonna get back to Quan and Solo in a second. I'm over both of their asses. But it's just this weird energy that's going on. And so finally, because this review ain't gonna be long because the episode won't that long, okay? So finally, we get to the crux of the situation where after a whole lot of awkward silences and weird pauses, Mac finally says, "Well, listen, does anybody have anything they need to say to me? Because I heard that, you know, people had a whole lot to say about me behind my back." And in my mind, I was thinking, are we in elementary school? Are we, what? You was talking about me behind my back. So Glenn was like, who? Who was talking about you behind my back? Who? And that was weird to me because I felt like Glenn Solo had already had the conversation with Max. So you knew he wasn't talking about you, Glenn. Chill out, Glenn. Go sit down somewhere. Calm down. Calm down. He wasn't talking about you. So Dior was like, okay, it was me and what? Like, you talking about me, it was me. Now what you gonna do? And see, here's where, you know, Dave Chappelle had a show once upon a time, and there was a segment on his show called When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. It's real cute. Google it, look it up, whatever. But essentially, Mac, this was an example of when keeping it real goes wrong. Because you was talking shit, and you said it's on site. And when you find out who it was that posted the Shrek picture of you in the group chat, Shrek, Zebra, whatever the fuck it was, in the group chat, it was on site. So when Quan was like, Dior, damn it. When Dior was like, it was me and what? It was me and what? It was me and what? Now it's a and what? So now you either have to do one or two things. You got to put up or shut up. You got to on site with Dior, or you got to kind of back down, which in your mind you think makes you look like a punk, but it really doesn't. All you had to do in that moment, Mac, was say, but Dior, what's the beef? Like, did I hit you the wrong way? Like at the brunch, things sort of went left. Can we reset? Because I really don't want no beef with you. But instead, now you feel like you gotta go through with what you kept threatening to go through with. Now, before we got to that, let me put a pin in that. Let's get back to Quan and Solo. Listen, I don't know what kind of sick, twisted situation that Quan and Solo have going on. But later on in the episode, Quan says basically they break up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me and leave me. It's a game. It's a game for two. It's a game for fools. That is what y'all do. That's a song lyric for the young people in the room who don't know that old school. But Quan is like, we love each other, we fight, we fuss, but at the end of the day, we still gonna be here. We got love for each other. Now, Quan was doing a whole lot of talking, and Solo wasn't saying shit. But while Dior and Mac was fighting across this side of the table. Quan and Solo was voguing across this side of the table because they kept doing. They just kept doing these hand motions at each other. I said, are we voguing? What the fuck is going on here? Are we battling with our hands? What is this? They wasn't saying nothing. They was just. I said, what in the fuck? Then, next thing you know, Quan is like, well, let's go. Let's go outside. Let's go outside. I feel like Markel said, if y'all gonna fight, take that shit outside, because y'all not gonna mess up my deposit I put down on this good little spot. Because, you know, ain't nobody trying to give up their security deposit. So they go outside, and this one I knew they was really gonna fight, because up until this point, I was like, I mean, we had seen the preview, so we knew somebody was gonna fight. But up until that point, I was like, are we really gonna fight? But baby, Quan threw that head off. I said, oh, it's about to go down. Yep. Let me tell y'all something. And I can talk to y'all. I'm the auntie in the room. Remember, I'm the old lady sitting under the tree right now. I'm the auntie in the room, okay? Y'all the young babies, okay? What are y'all? Generation Z, Q, X? I don't know what y'all are called, okay? That was the laziest fight I have ever seen in my life. First of all, the build up to the fight was lazy. And then y'all wasn't really trying to break that fight up. Y'all wasn't trying to break that fight up. Let me tell you something. You had Solo who ain't even take his hands off his hips. Solo was like, stop. Then you had Glenn, who I believe Glenn was holding Mac back with one arm like this. Then you had Quan trying to keep Dior away. Maybe Glenn was with Dior. Either way, Quan was with one of them and Glenn was with the other person. And I'm just sitting here like, this is the laziest shit I have ever seen in my life. Let me tell you something. I work at a high school. And when I tell you that we have more spirited fighting interactions that go on at my high school, when I tell you kids be jumping over desks trying to get to people, they be knocking over teachers, because when you're really trying to fight and you really trying to, and Dior talking about something, I blacked out. You ain't black out. You ain't black out because you ain't put enough effort into fighting, okay? Because once they pulled y'all apart from each other, y'all was done. That ain't no real fight. Because when I tell you that I be dealing with teenagers and they don't play, okay? When they black out and they trying to get to them, it is till the dirt. Do you hear me? We got kids, you be locking them in a damn classroom and they will go out the other door and run their happy ass down the hall and look for who it is to be continued, okay? And it is on site. Child, Dior went in the bathroom, got himself together. Mac was outside, got himself together. And 5 minutes later, they out here having a conversation, talking about the situation. Now, on one hand, that is a very mature way of handling that, and I'm glad that y'all were able to finish this conversation without further fisticuffs, okay? I can appreciate that. But is this how they fight these days? Anyway, so basically, Dior said that he felt like Mac had a problem with him because they had seen each other at the club the night before, and he felt like Mac was mean mugging him at the club, and he already knew it was a problem, and so he knew that Mac had something to say to him or had an issue with him, and so basically that's why he showed up with the energy he had. And Mac was like, but no, that's not it. Like, you know, y'all was the ones that was talking shit about me. So then Glenn jumped in trying to, I guess, say, listen, can we resolve this shit and move the hell on? And Mac starts coming at Glenn talking about why you always gotta be the peacemaker? Why you always trying to resolve something? Can you just stay out of this? Can you just stay out of this? I was like, not my baby Glenn. You better not, Glenn. I already thought it was Glenn that was fighting your ass, Mac. So, but when Glenn said, okay, Mr. MacBook, bitch. I said, Glenn make me sick. He said, okay, Mr. MacBook. But Glenn was like, what? You said what? How you feel? And so they were having a whole separate conversation. I thought it was getting ready to be another fight because I felt like at any point in time, Glenn was gonna give Mac something he could feel. Like that's how I felt like that was getting ready to go. When it's all over said and done, they started talking about some trip to San Antonio and who going and who not going. I didn't even know we was going to San Antonio. When did we start talking about San Antonio? Who said they was going to San Antonio? Dior said he ain't going because he ain't fucking with Mac no more, and it's supposed to be Mac's trip. Now let me explain something to y'all before I get out of here. I only have one question and one question only. When shit got heated, and Dior and Mac was arguing across one side of the table, and Quan and Solo was voguing across the other side of the table. Y'all, where the fuck was Fanning? We didn't see Fanning in the camera shot. And if the rest of them was lazy about breaking that fight up, Fanning ass wasn't even in the mix. Fanning was on the sidelines talking about some. I can't with Fanning. I cannot. Now, on a serious note, Solo, listen, I know I've been giving you a hard time, Solo. It's all love. Solo, can I have that crossbody you had on in that scene? Because I don't think you want it no more. It's cute. Go on and pack it up and send it to me. Markel know how to find me. I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all, I'm glad y'all worked it out. I will see y'all tomorrow night. And y'all don't want to miss it because I'm going to ask Dior all about the fight, what had happened, what we didn't see, the behind the scenes, all of that. All of that. So meet me back here tomorrow, 8 o'clock my time. Peace.